Welcome back to the channel. Now, I'm often out and about, as you may know, giving talks and things. And one of the subjects, I suppose, that I'm very much in favour of speaking about is that business of taking back responsibility for ourselves. We live in such a nanny state at the moment in which governments and organisations and corporations and whatever want to do everything for us. So much so that we've almost become quite impotent, that we're no longer to be able to stand up on our own feet and be able to do the things for ourselves. And sometimes this is reflected in some of the emails that I get. And I have to confess that I am very much behind in my emails. In fact, somebody rang me up the other day and said, Richard, somebody's got in touch with me to try and get in touch with you because they've sent you an email yesterday and you didn't reply. And it's like, well, there's 5,000 emails that I have yet to answer. So it is very difficult to get in touch with people. Now, I'm not moaning because it's fantastic that people are really interested in getting in touch with me. But you'll have to understand that when you have a popular YouTube channel, it is actually very tricky to keep up with all the correspondence. People make me members of Telegram groups and WhatsApp groups, and then there's people contact me by phone or by text, and then there's email, which is one of the reasons I try to stay off as much of social media as possible, because you just cannot keep up with this amount of emails. In fact, I'm drowning in them, and in the end, you know, part of the whole thing is to thrive, for us to live our lives away from these screens, to be in the real world rather than trapped behind the 2D screens tapping away. And and that's one of the things I'm finding. You know, I make the videos and I'm out there talking to people as much as possible, and I'll spend a bit of time answering the emails. But in the end, you know, if the sun is shining, one's got to get out and make the most of it. After all, what with all the chemtrails going on, we don't get a lot of it. So apologies if you don't hear from me. But what I thought I would do is share some of the emails that I get, and you can see the sort of type of emails that I do get that often need some sort of reply. So let's have a look. I've taken these pretty much at random, so let's have a look and see what we've got. And here is the first one from a lady called Kate, and I will try and answer the email in the video, you see. So, hello Richard, I'd like to thank you for your talk, Why Do I Do This? Which is actually a video that I did some days ago. She says, which helped me so much because I too have a son in his 30s. I was explaining that it's very difficult when you have a family member who doesn't really want to engage with your ideas, which a number of people, as we've seen, many people, of course, going through the time of the lockdown and the COVID and the vaccination did not share the same views and almost think of people like me as complete nut jobs. And she goes on about her son, uni educated with his own business, saying exactly the same things about the last 4 years, has 5 jabs and totally on board with the safe and effective, and calling me unvaxxed and on board with everything you're saying wrong and a conspiracy theorist, with no discussion allowed. Yes, we know that feeling. We want to protect them as they are being useful idiots, but they are in danger. It is so disturbing. They seem to have been hypnotized somehow. Please keep talking about this, as I'm sure it is helpful to many people. She goes on, best regards and thanks. So Kate, thank you very much for getting in touch. It's really nice to hear that, of course, there are other people in a similar situation. And it's very sad, isn't it, that especially family members, that people are not open-minded enough, at least to listen to you, even if they think you're raving bonkers. But unfortunately, that is the situation. And in due course, Kate, they will eventually come round to it because it will be so bleeding obvious. This is an email from somebody called Jay, and it says, Dear lovely Richard, watching you try to make sense of things is killing me. Can you indulge me in offering you some answers of a different narrative, a more rational, practical, common sense approach, please? Jay says. Now, Jay, I don't know quite what you mean by that. I am trying to make sense of things. We're all going down the various rabbit holes. We're all trying to understand what is true and what isn't true. There is so many layers upon layers. It's very difficult. I'm sorry it's killing you, but we're all on a different journey. Of course, there are plenty of other YouTube channels to watch if you find this a little bit difficult to do so. I do try to keep the practical common sense, which is the way I often present my things. But if it's not your thing, then I can only apologise. As I say, there are billions of YouTube channels, so maybe I'm not the one for you. This is one from Phil, who says, "Hi Richard, I don't know if you've noticed, but I was at first mystified as to my inability to record any planes doing the chemtrail thing today, Surrey area. Then I realised that they have left it alone for the day due to it being Royal Ascot. They don't want to ruin it for the hoi polloi, I think." And that's from Phil. Well, you may be right. I've often thought, wouldn't it be great if we could just get hold of the pilot's roster so that we knew when the pilots who were spraying the skies were having a day off. I mean, clearly the aeroplanes, for example, today down here in the south of England, they're not flying because we've got blue skies and the sun is shining. And the lovely Julia and I, who's sitting just over there, acting as producer of the show, and I are going to go to the farm shop and enjoy a little bit of sunshine shortly. But if we knew when the pilots weren't flying or the aeroplanes were being serviced, we could all then plan our holidays and days off around that, and then when they are flying and causing horrible things, we could all stay indoors. So well done, Phil. Thank you for that. The next email is from somebody called Amanda, and Amanda says, "Hi Richard, your cast about Baron ? Several question marks in fact. It seems to be useful stuff. Like most of your casts, thanks very much. They're videos really than casts, but never mind. I made notes, meaning to research it for myself, but the notebook I was using was then full and I changed to a new one." Fair enough. "I can't find the old one this time." Oh, seem to have put it down. Maybe it's under a cushion or fallen down the side of the sofa. Better check there. But you never know. You can't ask me to find your notebook, I'm afraid. You've got to take back your own responsibility for that. Could you refresh my memory, I think she means there, as to the name of this Baron? Yes, I believe it was Baron David Ward, and it was Baron David Ward's affidavit. It was only about a week ago we did the interview, so just scroll down and you'll find the whole video, and you can take some notes in a brand new notebook, which will be useful to you. Anyway, she says, "I've tried to find the cast, but seem to have a bout of senior moments. Could you send me a link to the cast or just the good Baron's name?" Well, there you are. I've just mentioned it to you. I'd be very kind if you could do that. I'm very busy. I know you're very busy. I want to get to peruse the Baron's workings. It gave me a few ideas when I was watching your cast. I want to reconsider those ideas and see if they have any merit. Please, would you do that? It's very kind. Thanks in anticipation. From Amanda, and regards to lovely Julia. I would just say that, I do get a lot of people who, it does seem that they can't be bothered to go and search stuff for themselves, and no disrespect to you, Amanda, and I appreciate you maybe having senior moments. We're all getting a bit of that aluminium in our brain from the you see, I can't even remember the words myself, the chemtrails. Thanks very much. Producer offline is telling me. But, it can't keep... People do. I get a lot of that. "Richard, I can't remember who it was you interviewed yesterday. Can you send me... No, I can't. I really am too busy to do all of that. Plus, I'm trying to live a life as well. So, we've got to take back responsibility for ourselves and not just go, somebody else do everything for me.
Many kind gods back to Amanda from Julia.
Exactly. Julia says she sends all her lovely love and kind regards back to you. This one is from somebody called RJB, and he says, "Hi Richard, thanks for giving me the idea for this t-shirt design. Resend it to anybody who might be interested in creating the t-shirts. See attachments." All right, let's have a look. So here is the design. I love this. "Smell the aluminium." That's his design. I wonder what that looks like on an actual t-shirt. Let's have a look. Oh, there we go. A couple of models ready for us. Whizzing along, "Smell the aluminium." Thank you very much, RBJ. That does sound very good. What else do you say? He says, I'm still working on the design though. Well, I think it looks very marvellous and I'm sure people would love to have it. Even if I am diving in an ocean of poverty right now, I am giving these designs away for free. It is for a good cause. I guess the good cause is that telling people that it is in the air. We don't have much time left. Since I understand you're too busy and you receive tons of emails every single day, that might be tons, I'll keep on sending this email and add to your tons, yes, I see, as a reminder until you have time to take a quick look. Well, I've had a quick look. Thank you very much, RJB. That's very kind of you, and I think it's a great idea. Get them out and sell them on the streets. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, this is one from Lynn, who says, Richard, many thanks again for your great YouTube videos. We certainly share the same sense of humour. As I mentioned before, I returned all my documents to the Home Secretary and they sent the boys in blue to visit late one night. Of course, when you say you sent all your documents, I mean, what do you mean by all your documents? I mean, there could be all sorts of things, documents of all sorts. I don't quite know which documents you're referring to, but it's all right, don't email me and tell me. I've got enough emails, thank you very much. Anyway, and then they sent the police in the middle of the night, whatever for? Why? What's that about? So I'm left bewildered, Lynn. I'm left bewildered because I don't know what you're talking about. All truthers need to go back to the foundation, that being the birth certificate and the Births and Deaths Registration Act. I've kept in the background for 12 years, studying down many rabbit holes, and would love to share my discoveries. Well, you've left me a bit confused there. I kind of know what you mean, but being a bit more lucid would be useful. But no disrespect. But thank you very much. Anyway, so that's just a sample, ladies and gentlemen. Some of the emails, as you can see, the spelling errors in there, and you're trying to sort of discern it, and you're trying to work out how you're supposed to answer that. And then some people ask you to, it's on the website or it's on the YouTube channel, and they just say, well, what's the name of something? And you think, well, you could just go and look. You could just go and look at it. That's what it's all there for. As much as possible, I try to put links to all these things so you can follow it all. So all I'm saying really is, if you don't hear from me, I'm sorry. I do try to watch all the read all the emails as much as I can. I can't reply to them all. It is, we're all trying to fight the good fight. We're all trying to push back. And if I'm bogged down with all of that, it's very difficult to do it. Anyway, I thought I'd just give you a little window into my complicated world, and I appreciate that. Get out in the sunshine if it is going. Get some T-shirts with "Smell the Aluminium" on it. And I will talk to you very soon. Until next time, thanks for watching.